Hello?
Hello, Thomas Cornflake Lamagna.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? You're live on Zoots Boxing Talk.
Oh, thank you for having me. Good to be here.
Thank you for coming on. I mean, you have a big fight tomorrow night in Atlantic City, and
Yep.
here you are, giving us some of your time. We really appreciate it.
No, not a problem. Anytime.
Now, I mean, I love this position because very rarely, if ever, do I get to talk to a boxer the night before a fight. I mean, that's got to be as close to the nerve. I mean, things got to be a little bit different going on in your body the night before the fight.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely, for sure. Especially now. I mean, I don't know if it got out there yet. My opponent actually got switched at the weigh-ins. So I'm fighting a different opponent now than I was originally, scheduled to face at a higher weight class.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot to a lot of young boxers that have come on this show. Vinny O'Brien has been on, and Chaz McDowell, yourself. A lot of times, last-minute changes, and you really don't know right away who you're going to fight, and then you just never know if that opponent is going to stick. Obviously, it happens to you again. I mean, nothing you could do about it, but it's got to stick in your mind a little bit.
Oh, definitely. It's crazy. And you want to know what's good about it? Everything happens for a reason. It's time for me to step up. I'm actually facing a tougher guy, a more game guy in my eyes. He's 5-9. I was originally supposed to face a guy 4-4. This guy's a right-handed. I was training for a southpaw, and he's heavier. A lot heavier. I had to actually come up in weight. I had to drink a whole thing of Gatorade, and I actually gained like 3-4 pounds just in water weight. Just from gulping down a Gatorade, just so I can make the weight, So they asked me if I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? I'm a fighter, and fighters fight, and I believe this was a tougher challenge, and I'm always ready for a challenge, no matter what.
Wow, well, there's a lot going on there, Thomas. Let's first take the route of the southpaw versus the orthodox fighter. You said you were training for a southpaw, and now you're fighting a righty. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, obviously, you probably had more experience with righties, so I would think it would be more troublesome if it were the other way around.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you know what? In 7 of my fights, I think I fought like 2 or 3 southpaws. So I'm kind of used to both ways, but I sparred with righties, in preparation for this fight, and so I'm prepared. I'm ready. They switched it up, and it's part of the game. That's what happens.
Now let's discuss this weight situation a little bit. Have you ever experienced something like this before? I mean, you're probably not going to know how it's going to affect you until you actually get in the ring. I don't want to scare you or anything. I mean, you're a tough guy. It doesn't bother you. But to me, that's if I were handling you, I'd be very nervous about that concept.
Well, it's kind of like my 5th fight when I fought a guy named Josh Williams. I had to go up and wait to fight. It wasn't the day of. It was a couple of days leading up. I had to go up and wait to fight him. And this guy had about the same body build as Josh Williams. He's about 5'8", but thick. He fought as low as like 155. He fought as high as like 166, 167. He came in today at 160. I came in at 157 today. And that's with me having to gain 3-4 pounds in water weight. So no, it doesn't affect me. I've been here before. I've been there before, and I just look at it as like another day in the office.
Yeah, it's your job not to worry. It's our job to worrying. You got too much to worry about in the ring to worry about that kind of stuff. But take us through the rest of your evening and what's going to happen for Thomas Lamagna for the rest of his time up until fight time when you do that ring walk. How is it going to go? What's going to be going on in your life?
In my life, for the next 24 hours, I guess, I'm just going to stay calm and just keep focused, listen to music. I really don't think about the fight a lot because it will drain you mentally. I think about the fight when I walk out. When I get my hands wrapped, I start thinking, all right, this is my game plan, but I don't think about what if and what if, you know. Like I said, I'm a fighter and fighters fight, so I gotta, you know what I mean? I guess gotta do my job. You know, tonight I watched the NFL draft. You know, this is a regular night. I'm sitting here having dinner right now, actually.
So you mean to tell me you passed up on the Rangers Game 7? You chose football over hockey?
Oh, I don't watch hockey. Yeah. So I chose the NFL draft. I only watched like 4 draft choices, and then I went downstairs. But you know, so that's it.
Yeah, who watches hockey? Waste their time with hockey, you know what I mean? But let's talk about a little bit about the card, about your opponent. You gave us some insight on him. You probably don't know that much about him, but tell us what his name is, and tell us about the arena you're fighting. It seems to be a little bit more on a higher scale for you than fights of the past. Fighting in a resort in Atlantic City, I believe it's going to be on GFL, right?
Yes, it is. Well, I mean, the guy I'm fighting, his name is Sean Riley Wilson. He's 5'9", like I said, from Nebraska. My opponent failed on the scale, you know, due to, you know, whatever happened, and Riley's and Wilson's opponent actually failed. Actually just didn't show up. So it was perfect right there. They asked me. We were a little hesitant about the weight because he was originally supposed to fight at 160. So I'm like, you know what, whatever you weigh, you know, let's just do it, you know. And actually, I do commend my opponent for actually fighting me, because it turned out like he didn't have to fight me. He could have just went home happy, whatever. You know, he got his check regardless. So, you know, he didn't have to fight me. So I definitely thanked him more than one time for you know, taking the fight. And the only thing I know about him is he's just tough. He keeps coming. I know he has a well-accomplished professional MMA record. I think he has more than 50 MMA fights with maybe 7-8 losses on it. You know,
watch out for those elbows.
Yeah, definitely gotta watch out for the elbows and the headbutts and all that. But you know, like I said, I'm prepared for anything. I've sparred with top contenders. I got a lot of sparring in with King Gabriel Rosado, another junior middleweight from Philly. Ishmael Garcia, 3-0, junior middleweight from my gym. And of course, obviously, I was out in Vegas training at Mayweather's gym for a week, training with his guys. So I got all types of different styles, you know, so I believe I'm ready for whatever. I don't think this guy could really do anything that I haven't seen before. You know, so.
And how many rounds you going tomorrow?
This is a 6-round fight. They tried making it an 8 actually, but no, they kept it at a 6. It was always a 6, for me at least. I think he was scheduled for an 8.
Now, according to your record, you've never gone more than 4 rounds. Your last fight was scheduled for 6, but you won in 3.
Yes.
You're primed and ready to go for the full 6. Obviously, you want to end it inside the time, but no worries about going 6 rounds, right?
Absolutely not. I always train myself to be physically prepared, mentally prepared, and just, you know, prepared overall. Never undertrain for nothing, nobody. I don't care if it was like my first or second fight where I had a little bit easier of opponents, but I took them like I'm fighting for a world title. I take every fight like it's the world title. And because you never know, because I always tell myself, you know, it's your life in there. It's not, I don't play basketball where I got teammates, or football where a quarterback and a wide receiver work with each other. You know, it's just me and him, mano a mano, and you know, just gotta be physically prepared, more mentally prepared than anything though, because I know going into the fight I'm in shape regardless. I know I'm in shape. You know, and that's there's no question about it. I put my miles in. I got my running in twice a day. Went to Anytime Fitness 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody's sleeping, and I'm in the gym working. You know, so I know I'm in shape. So if it goes 6, it goes 6. If it doesn't go 6, well then great.
Tell us a little bit what it's like. We've discussed this before, but for first-time listeners of the show, give us a little insight of what it's like to be around the top guy in the sport, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oh man, being around Floyd Mayweather is something words can't describe. Just watching him train, there's nothing like it. He's the best. His work ethic is magnificent. His ability is terrific. His whole lifestyle is just great. You know what I mean? I had the pleasure of training with him, sparring his amateurs and his pros that he works with, and it was just great experience and a true blessing. I definitely want to give Frank Stay a shout out for hooking that up for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're a guy who's just starting out. Floyd doesn't have to waste his time hanging out with you or giving you any time of day, and he does. So, you know, there's got to be a connection there, right?
Yes and no. I'm not going to say I could call Floyd up right now saying he'll know who I am or have a full-out conversation with me. But every time that he's always just respectful. He treats me like I'm one of his boys. Takes pictures. He's one of them guys where maybe on camera people think, oh, he's a jerk or everything, but he's actually probably one of the most down-to-earth guys you ever meet ever in your life. He's not one of them big-headed, stars who think they're he knows who he is, but he doesn't act like that. He's very good with his fans, very good with his friends, and treats everybody the same.
All right, thank you, Thomas Cornflake. Lamagna fighting tomorrow night. Tell the fans how they could see the fight tomorrow.
You could see the fight either live, Resort Hotel Casino here in Atlantic City, or you could buy it online for $10 at GFL.TV. The main event is Omar Sheikh and Yusuf Mack for the USBA light heavyweight title, and it's going to be a great card. We got, I think it's 8 fights or 7 fights on the bout, and all good competitive fights. Actually, the kid I just fought last, Dan Crabtree's fighting. He's going to be on the card. My good friend Derek Webster, Anthony Young, and Wilton Santiago, Orlando Swain. A lot of good prospects and up-and-comers on the card. So Adele Promotions definitely put together a great card.
All right, looking forward to watching it. Looking forward to see you in action, and thank you for giving us your time night before the fight. Can't get any closer than this, and you're talking to us. I really appreciate it.
Definitely, not a problem. I want to thank you for giving me the time. Definitely want to give shout out to my sponsors, MHP, Frank Stay, ATG Radio, Resort Hotel and Casino, Nadel's Promotions, my promoter, Vinny Ponte. It's a dream team, and we're making our dreams come true. One fight at a time.
All right, thanks, and we'll talk to you again soon, Thomas.
Definitely. Thank you.